Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It is a damn fine day to talk about a book, and we're here for a book review, a bit of a retro review. Read this one earlier in the year when I wasn't doing this. Today we're going to talk about WOOM by Duncan Ralston. Now, book is very controversial. A lot of opinions about this book, but it is extreme horror, and it says that all over the synopsis. The front cover says, "Trust me when I say this is messed up." Matt Shaw says that. That's not enough, Matt. This is more than messed up. But I liked it quite a bit. So much so, somehow I wound up with two of these bad boys. But there's just a lot to the story, and like a great piece of art, you cannot look at the first 30 pages and see this picture. I mean, for me, the book gets better with time. I mean, as I finished it, like when I finished it, I was so overwhelmed with the horror and the grossness and the extreme shit and the pure depravity of it, that I didn't know where I was, and I had to sit back and think about it and look at it from a wider lens. And I'm telling you, this thing is beautiful in the way that, I mean, the ending, the way everything ties together. It is really hard for me to say something this ugly is this beautiful, but I'm serious. It's that type of book. I mean, it is not extreme horror for extreme horror's sake. It is not shocking just for shock value. There is a deeper meaning behind everything. Like even the fucking title, even the title "Womb." I mean, you can see it's misspelled. If you're talking about a womb, it is above a hotel, so it's misspelled. If you're talking about a room, but there's like three different meanings, maybe more. I mean, I caught three that went into the title alone, and for me, that depth, that thought, that um, I mean, it was just a lot, and it ended up, coming to this just coolness. I mean, I just really love everything that went into the title and everything that went into the book. Everything ties together. Everything ties back to this same place. So yeah. So let's stop there. Let me give you a little bit of synopsis here. This book divides a lot of people. There are a lot of conflicting views on it, and honestly, I don't often do this, but I looked at reviews. And I looked at negative reviews, and some of them, I mean, were 1 star, but they kind of led with, "This book isn't bad." Well, I don't know. I mean, again, I believe in, the what's the word? The sanctity of review space or whatever, of being able to review a book however you want to. I mean, I firmly believe in that. I recently 1 starred a very, very popular book, and I really didn't want people jumping down my throat about it. I mean, they didn't, but anyway, but this one, like one of the 1 star reviews says, "This book isn't bad." That's what it leads with. I kind of found that funny. Some of them just say, "What the fuck did I just read?" Don't tell anyone I read this. I mean, this one here, it's a 1 star review. Starts with it says a well-written short novel. That's how it starts. Some of them are kind of like personal attacks. Duncan is a polarizing character. It's kind of his shtick. If you ask me, it's kind of his, shtick to kind of create buzz that way with the way he interacts online and whatnot. Now some of it, I read some stuff here. I don't know. I haven't really followed Duncan for a really long time. We've kind of talked back and forth recently more than ever before. I mean, I've kind of followed the online thing with Brian Keene and whatnot, but that's kind of the buzz. And unless I'm mistaken, this book sells a lot of fucking copies. So whatever he's doing, it's working. But the important part here is this book. Let's get back to the synopsis. I know I said I was going to do that, and I didn't do it. "I believe pain lingers," Angel said. "Do I believe in spirits and the supernatural? Probably not. The lonely motel holds many dark secrets, and room 6 just might possess the worst of them all." Angel knows all about pain. His mother died in this room. He's researched its history. Today he's come back to end it, no matter the cost, once and for all. Shyla, a plus-size prostitute, thinks the stories Angel tells her can't be true. Secrets so vile, you won't want to let them inside you. Double meaning. But the Lonely Motel doesn't forget, it doesn't forgive, and it's always claimed its victim. So, there's a lot of graphic sex stuff in this book. Not really traditional sex stuff, but there's a lot. There's a lot of graphic sex stuff. So in my review, and I gave this book 5 stars. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. And really the reason I've come back to talk about it now is because it's going to be in my top 5 novellas of the year for sure. So I said first, it's very extreme sex stuff, extreme mutilation stuff, extreme drug muling stuff, extreme. So be warned, if you're easily offended, well, you get it. Second, it's deep. Everything connects. Absolutely everything connects together in the end. And while some of it's expected, the way it all ties together is very, very cool. I'm going to be a little bit repetitive here because I said even the title can be looked at from 3 different angles to mean 3 different things. That is some cool shit. 3, it's not just extreme for shock value. Maybe it is. I can't speak for Ralston. The point I'm trying to make is that there is something deep behind all the sex and violence and torture, etc. There is something bigger there, something so buried in filth that you have to really wash it off and examine it to see the beauty. But it's there. There's something pretty, and the fact that it's kind of hiding makes it even prettier. 4, it's fucking extreme. Really extreme. Now, I'm kind of reading from my review here, so this might be repetitive, but I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I had to think about it for a while. I knew I liked it, but I don't think I realized how much I liked it until I sat with my thoughts for a few days. I read a lot of books. Very few actually stick with me. This one will, at a minimum, be in my top 5 novellas for the year of 2022. So, extreme torture, mutilation, sex stuff, horror, but and it's kind of visited in this way with we get the present day story of Angel and Shyla in the room and what's going on there. What he has a purpose, he has a plan, and he's hoping that in finding Shyla that she will agree to take him to this place he wants to go. And so it's told from this present day perspective, flashing back to all these horrible fucking things that have happened along Angel's life in this room. I mean, from the beginning, from his first breath to where he is today, everything keeps coming back to this fucking room. And yeah, it's cool. It's a really cool book, but you're gonna have to, read it on an empty stomach. If you're easily offended, I mean, don't bother. If you wanna, if you want an introduction to extreme stuff that isn't just extreme, I can't think of a better book that does that. I mean, that is this short, that does so much in 129 pages, with extreme horror elements, but again, this weird, covered in filth beauty. So I'm getting way too repetitive. I read it a while ago. I don't really want to go into any details. The flashback scenes are just ridiculous, and it kind of comes off as stories, as Duncan telling Shyla, as Angel telling Shyla these stories, and then you realize these aren't fiction, that this is all built to this point. And yeah, man, the way it all ties up is really cool. So this is WOOM, Duncan Ralston. Again, I've warned you. So This has been Well Read Beard. This has been my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.